In this video, I'm going to talk about all the reasons why you should consider getting a credit card as soon as you arrive in Canada. But will I get approved? I don't have any credit history in Canada yet, and I don't have any income yet. If those are your concerns, I will tell you the easiest way to get your first credit card here in Canada, for which approval is guaranteed, no matter your income or lack of income, and even if you have no prior credit history here in Canada. In Canada, most people use credit cards for purchases above $50. It's just more convenient. You don't have to carry a ton of cash with you and risk losing it, because if you lose your credit card, you can just block it in an instant. But buying groceries, furniture, or even paying for gas is not the main reason why you should consider getting a credit card. What about rewards? A lot of credit card issuers offer cashback rewards, points that you can exchange for things like movie tickets or get discounts and so on, which can save you a lot of money. But that's also not the main reason why you need to get a credit card. The main reason you need a credit card in Canada is to build your credit, which is your credit score and your credit history. So what's a credit score? What does it reflect and what is it for? As explained on Canada.ca, your credit score is a 3-digit number that comes from the information in your credit report. It shows how well you manage credit and how risky it would be for a lender to lend you money. Further explained on Equifax.ca, although credit scoring models vary, generally credit scores from 660 to 724 are considered good, 725 to 759 are considered very good, and 760 and up are considered excellent. Higher credit scores mean that you have demonstrated responsible credit behavior in the past, which may make potential lenders and creditors more confident about your ability to repay a debt when evaluating your request for credit. The higher your credit score, the more likely it is that potential lenders will do business with you, and that is relevant in 3 main situations. The first situation is when you apply for credit. When you apply for a credit card, the lender will look at your credit score and prior credit history to decide whether or not they should approve you, but also what kind of card to give you, what amount they'll lend you, or what credit limit they'll give you. Your credit score is also a main factor when you apply for a loan, a personal loan, a car loan, and also a mortgage for a home. And this is super important. If you ever plan on buying a home here in Canada, that will likely be your largest purchase here in Canada, spending hundreds and thousands or even millions of dollars. And the cost you'll have to pay for getting that mortgage, for borrowing that money for your home, is the mortgage interest rate. And your credit score is one of the components that will affect what kind of interest rate you get. In general, the higher your credit score, the higher the chances are that you will get a cheaper interest rate. Another really important situation that is also affected by your credit score is when you rent a property. In Canada, when you want to rent an apartment or a house, you need to submit an application to the landlord. And some of the things that the potential landlord will be looking at is your employment, your monthly income, and also your credit score. After all, your credit score and credit history reflects how well you have been servicing your debt in the past. If your credit score is very low or you don't have a credit history here in Canada, that will raise some flags. According to this article here on Zolo.ca, landlords usually expect a credit score of at least 640, ideally above 660. You now see why it is so important to have a great credit score and credit history. But to build that credit and achieve that high score in the first place, you need a credit card, right? So it's kind of a chicken and egg situation. And in case you don't know, you cannot carry over your credit score from your country of origin, no matter how great it is, to Canada. You have to rebuild your credit history from scratch. Luckily, there's something called a secured credit card that is especially useful for newcomers here in Canada who have no prior credit history. But it's also useful for Canadians who want to start building their credit but have challenges getting a regular credit card. So how is the secured credit card different from a regular credit card? As a means of payment, a secured credit card works exactly the same way like a regular, normal credit card. The crucial difference is in the approval process. While you need to fulfill a bunch of requirements to get a normal credit card, including income requirements and credit score, you do not need all of those things to get a secured credit card. To get a secured credit card, you simply need to place a deposit or a security fund with the institution. And this amount that you set aside will also determine your credit limit. Let's just say that you set aside $1,000 as your security fund. Then $1,000 will also be the amount of your credit limit. Super easy. And I know exactly what you are going to ask me next. Can you build your credit score and credit history using a secured credit card? And the answer is yes. By using your secured credit card in a responsible way, you can build your credit in the same way you would with a normal credit card. Take, for example, Neo Secured Credit Card. Neo is a Canadian financial institution that is 100% digital, and they have this great product, the Neo Secured Credit Card. And there are 3 really awesome things about this secured credit card that will not only save you time but also money. Even as a newcomer here in Canada, you can immediately apply for Neo Secured Credit Card as approval is guaranteed. No waiting until you reach a certain income level. Neo also doesn't require a credit check, so it doesn't matter if you do not have prior credit history here in Canada, but you do need to be a Canadian resident though. Another great thing, there are no monthly or annual fees, because why would you ever want to pay any annual fees these days? And you can also earn 4% cashback on transactions made through the Shell app, 2% at the pump and convenience store locations, and you can even boost this to 6% if you've subscribed to Neo's Everyday Essentials perks. And the best thing is that you'll get $25 sign-up bonus if you sign up for Neo's secured credit card using my affiliate link in the descriptions below. So thank you, Neo, for sponsoring a portion of this video. Now, some of you have asked me in the comments whether it will negatively affect your credit score if you open a second credit card on top of the one that you already have. And the answer is no, as long as you use both credit cards responsibly and make your payments on time. And surely if you have too many cards, I don't know the exact number, but let's just say 5 or 6, or if you go and apply for multiple cards at the same time, then that might raise a red flag to the lender, because then it will look as though you're having problems managing your cash flow and you constantly need to open new credit cards because you maxed out the ones that you already have. Personally, I applied for my second credit card about 1 year, 1.5 years after I applied for my first credit card. And because I used both credit cards responsibly, among others, by making my payments on time in full and also keeping my credit utilization ratio very low at about 25 to 30% on average, having those 2 credit cards has not negatively affected my credit score. In fact, when I was applying for a mortgage, which was earlier this year, I had a credit score around 800. So if you're thinking of getting a car loan or a mortgage here in Canada one day, then you need to prepare your credit far in advance. Because it takes time to build credit, you cannot get to an excellent credit score in just 1 or 2 months. You don't want to get into a situation where you're ready to buy your dream house, you have your down payment ready, and you have high enough of an income, but you never build that credit. But how long does it actually take to build a very good credit score? There's no fixed answer to this. Based on my own experience from getting my very first credit card here in Canada with no prior credit history here in Canada, it took me about a year to get to a good enough credit score around the 700s. After that, I kept working on it, and I also implemented some things that you can check out in this video up here on how you can build great credit. And after about a year or a year and a half, I got to the range of 800, which is a very great credit score. How long it will take to get an excellent credit score will depend on a lot of factors, but time is one of it. So I would say don't wait too long to get your first credit card here in Canada. And if for whatever reason you find it challenging to get a normal credit card, then go ahead and check out my affiliate link in the descriptions below and see whether or not the Neo Secured Credit Card is right for you. I hope this video was useful for you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon in the next video. Bye!